Watch this bit. This is good.
Hello and welcome to another video, and today I'm talking about COPPA and the FTC. Not copper as in like copper, silver, gold, or is it? Well, it starts off with bronze, really, doesn't it? But COPPA as in Copacabana. Copacabana is known as the hottest spot north of Barry Manilow's nose. Sorry, not that copper. Is it on this page? It must be on this page. Under COPPA, the Child's Organisation for Protection of Patents and no, it's not that. Children's Online Privacy Protection Act rule. The problem is that YouTube got themselves into a bit of hot water, just like Level 42. Not like Level 42, that was a song. And they got themselves into a bit of hot water because they got themselves fined. They were fined $175 million by the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. Before all this started, I had no idea what the Federal Trade Commission stood for. Now I'm thinking it stands for effing, twitting, crikey something. But, because what I'll go into shortly. The problem is they were fined $175 million for targeting adverts to children, which means collecting data on them, which is a great big no-no. As you watch YouTube yourself, and in fact do a lot of things like Facebook, Twitter, whatever, data will be collected on you. And people say, oh, I don't agree for Facebook to do this, and they put a whole big paragraph of nonsense on the post or on a picture or whatever, and no, that does not absolve you from having your data collected by Facebook. The fact that you've signed up to the terms and conditions means that they can, take your ass and run with it, basically. So yeah, if you don't want Facebook or YouTube or whoever else to collect your data, don't use it. It's that simple. Or you could just use them and not be so freaking paranoid. So the question is, will this affect your channel? You see, the thing is, now they've been fined, they don't want to get fined again. So now they're putting you in the dock. And by doing so, you have to state whether each of your videos, and I mean, I've got about 1,800, I think. But you've got to state whether each of your videos is safe for children or not. Now, I'm going to come to that. I'm going to bring up my videos in a moment. But if you state that your video is for adults and their computerized bots decide that it's for children, you could be fined up to £43,250 a video, or it might be £42,350. Sorry, not pounds, dollars. So I think it's $42,350. So that's probably around about 37 grand in UK pounds, and I haven't got that money. I don't know if you got that money. That's almost the price of my house. Well, I've had it for some time, and I certainly don't want to have to remortgage the house just to pay a fine on a video. And that's per video, and I've got 1,800 videos, so 1,800 times, you do the maths, I'm not going to do the maths for you. Of course, one main question is, I'm based in the UK. Now, will this affect me in the UK? Because I don't get, affected by US law, or am I affected by it because I've simply signed up to what is essentially an American company? YouTube, well, it was bought out by Google some time ago, but it all comes under a parent company, Alphabet. I should use letters from the alphabet to actually be able to get my words out, but it's been a very long day. So at this point, I'll tell you how to set the settings so that you can tell YouTube, is your video for kids or for adults? And so basically you come down to settings on the bottom left, then I think it's channel, then go to advanced settings, and there you go. I mean, it does keep asking me this question even though I've already said what. So here's where you set your audience. Do you want to set your channel as made for kids? Either yes, set this channel as made for kids, I always upload content that's made for kids. No, set this channel as not made for kids because I never upload content that's made for kids. Or I want to review this setting for every video. Well, no, I don't want to review this setting for every video because I've got 1,800 videos, like I said. Now, so you just sort of select your setting on that, and I'm not going to change it again, obviously. And I just cancel out of that. So what happens if your YouTube channel is aimed at kids? Like you have family channels, you have just to go on holiday or do whatever. You have people who have channels with kids unboxing things. You have people doing toys. Will they be affected? But if you set any video, I mean, I think if you set any video as kids and then set the rest as not for kids, what's the odds that the bot from YouTube, the algorithm, is going to decide that the whole channel's for kids? You know, just because you've admitted to one. There's a big list of problems if you set your channel as for kids. And this is basically going to mean it's not worth bothering with YouTube at all, because the fact they can't target adverts to children anymore through your videos means that your revenue will drop by up to 90%. 90. Also, the comments will be hidden. Now, commenting normally lets YouTube know that your video is popular. The more people comment, the more YouTube's algorithm thinks this is a good video, I'll share it with lots more people. The only trouble, well, one problem is, well, one of many problems is that YouTube is just going to remove your channel from search results anyway. So you can make a video, no one can search for it. So whether they search for your channel or whether they search for content, the kind of content you might upload, no one's going to find it. Try and search for Mark Dice, who's a right-wing commentator and very entertaining guy. But you try and search for his channel, and it's almost impossible, because try and search for it on YouTube. It's almost pretty impossible. Even just searching for his channel, all you tend to find is videos that have been made about Mark Dice. So you can see the problem that we're aiming at here. And the other problem with comments is that, and this is something that came about from a nefarious practice earlier in the year that one guy found and pointed out. You had some rather odd people who say they went to a kid's channel and say, I don't know, let's say if, I'll use myself as an example, let's say if I was 4 years old and my parents were filming me and I just decided for a laugh I would just pull down my pyjamas and show my backside. Hilarious, right? Well, hilarious to some, but YouTube might think it's perfectly okay. But then you get some kind of odd people who would see a certain moment in the video and just put in the comments, say for example 2:13. So you click on that, you just click on the word, they don't even put anything about what's at 2 minutes 13 seconds. They just put 2:13. That makes a clickable link that goes to that point in the video. So all the other oddballs out there, they would click on that and basically see me doing that with my pyjamas. And that's, yeah. And so that's why a lot of sort of family-friendly videos, family-friendly channels, have had their comments removed altogether, because just to stop, certain people doing that. Now the other thing is, if they sort of basically hide your channel from the search results, the other thing they're going to do is any of your subscribers are not going to get notified when you upload any videos. So you spend all this time making a video, you upload it, no one sees it, no one gets notified, you don't make any money out of it, well, maybe 10%, if that, and makes you wonder what's the point. Or shall I just go to Twitch, or shall I just go to one of the other platforms? But the trouble is, if you do that, this ruling affects all of them. And of course none of them has a bigger audience as YouTube does. Now, fairly recently, before I started making videos on a pretty much a daily basis, I tried to think, what is my niche? What can I make on YouTube that people are actually going to want to watch? And I looked at what's basically my biggest videos, and they're all Sony PSP games. Is it because they came out in 2008, 2009, and so they've been around an awfully long time? And then I thought, well, is it worth making new PSP games? I mean, I do love playing retro games anyway, but what about just playing? I mean, you can get loads of PSP games. There's an emulator called PPSSPP, and you can just play games on that. So I thought, what's the best game to play that's going to get me the best hits? So I know what I'll do. I'll go on and search for PSP Games, and there we see it's the John God Games at the top there, and the biggest YouTube video is for Sony PSP Games, is for Ben 10 Ultimate Alien Cosmic Destruction. So I thought I'd make a complete walkthrough for that game, and I did. And it got a lot of interest, but but then the hits were kind of a bit moderate. They didn't exactly take off like I hoped they would do. But then I thought, well, I'm still getting interest, so I'll try it with another one. And I went back to Ben 10 Protector of Earth, which is the first out of 4 PSP games. Ultimate Alien Cosmic Destruction is the last of the 4. So I thought I'd go back and do the first one, and then I'll work through them all. And now I'm not going to do that. Apart from the fact that the hits have kind of dropped off. It's just, I got some hits. I didn't really get a whole stack of them. It's not really inspiring me to carry on, even though when I go to my community tab, and I'm having to do it there, I'm having to do it in the sort of original studio, because the new beta one is just an absolute pain in the backside. But in the middle there, you can see I did a poll to see what kind of videos do people like the best on my channel, and I had more hits. Well, okay, it's only had 4 votes altogether, but 3/4 of them were for more Ben 10 PSP games. But it's not translating into, certainly no one commented anything else, but that's not really translating into hits. And so the fact that it's not the most difficult game in the world, obviously, the Ben 10 games, but they can be an absolute pain in the backside, because the camera positioning in this game is just dreadful. You jump up and you just have to hope that the thing, well, like your shadow, is in the right place for when you land. Otherwise, you just literally just jumping into oblivion, and it just really started to cheese me off big time. And there are some levels where I just die an awful lot, and I'd have to edit around that when I came to actually making the video. So, as well as the fact it was not getting too many hits, it was just an absolute ball ache to play after a while. I enjoyed it at first, but then it just wasn't really working for me. And of course, with all this going on, I'm not going to make them, certainly not in the current climate, and certainly not unless these suddenly start getting stellar views, because I can't see that happening anytime soon. So YouTube wants you to decide whether or not your videos are viewed by children. So you think it'd be in your stats, right? Well, in America, a child under these terms and conditions and whatnot is deemed as under 13 years old. So let's just go to if my Ben 10 videos were to get penalised, let's just go to the biggest one, which isn't very many hits anyway, less than 1,000 hits, and we just click on analytics, and there we have it. You look at the audience, age, not enough demographic data to show this report. So how the hell am I supposed to know? If I go back to, I don't know, for the whole channel, I apologise if you're hearing funny noises from a hard drive that's nearby, and also as I clap that on the desk. Hope it doesn't clap too much. So go to audience. There, in the left hand side, age 13 to 17 years, 0.3%. And well, you can read, can't you? So the biggest one is 25 to 34 years. That just edges out 35 to 44. Now, they say, is your videos targeted at children? Well, children are under 13 in America, and that age range is not there. So how am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to know whether they're watching it or not? The option is not there. If there was one that said 0 to 12, fine, I would know. And as it stands, 13 to 17 years, 0.3%. So even the one next door is not, even anything close to anything. It's a negligible amount. So the whole thing is incredibly confusing, and it's really doing my head in, and a lot of people's heads in, because the rules are not clear, and we're all supposed to abide by something by for January the 1st, 2020. And the problem is that people lie about their age. As I get older, I'll probably say I'm a bit younger. But when you were kids, my nephew, when he was 9, he signed up for Facebook. He was 9. You had to be 13 at least to sign up for Facebook. He said he was 19. There's no checks. There's no one asking for validation, valid ID, to show, that he's 19 when he wasn't. Or you could just get a picture from someone else and upload that as your picture, and then that would might prove that you're 19 or so. The kind of thing that Uber are doing with their drivers, and that's why they're in a bit of trouble. But even then, on YouTube, you've never actually had to register to watch videos. So how do they know that these ages are correct anyway? I could have the Silver Blue Haired Brigade all watching it. Instead of 3.1% for over 65s, it could be 100% for all I know. And when it comes to video games anyway, which is most of what my channel is about, video games are played by people of all ages. You know, in 1982, I was a lot younger than I am now, and I had a ZX Spectrum. A bit before that, I had an Atari 2600. Loved them. I played video games. I was a kid. If YouTube had been around then, if I could have watched videos of someone playing Atari 2600 games, I'd have been like, yeah, I'd have been in clover. I'd have loved it, and I'd have been watching videos, and at least YouTube would be thinking that I'm 13 when I wasn't. And how do I know if COPPA have already affected some of my videos anyway? Apparently, some people have been notified. I haven't. Are any of my videos affected? The one that I might think, the Ben 10 videos, if they're affected, well, it's not saying anything. So, are they okay? We're just not getting the right information here. I mean, in the past year or two, we've had Adpocalypse from YouTube. Just so basically, every time they change their algorithm, you make less and less. I mean, I'm making about $20 a month. That's all. But in any event, when you're, for those people who actually try and make a living out of this, they could change the algorithm to anything else, like all these family channels, and their revenue stream goes down the plug hole, especially if it drops by 90%. Following on from the Adpocalypse, Laura Legends, who has a toy collector channel, she's saying it's affecting her, and it's also could affect what she calls the nerdpocalypse. Like, that could be the term for this apocalypse, because you have people who make animations, they're aimed at adults, but like video games, they could all be watched by kids. So are those aimed at kids? Will it stop those channels from doing anything on YouTube at all? Now, I'd never heard of Laura Legends before, and the irony with all this is that because of YouTube's algorithm, I watched one COPPA video, it refers me on to look at other COPPA videos, like hers. And these are all videos where we're saying, YouTube, what the hell are you playing at? So basically, YouTube's algorithm is suggesting to us, just like the videos that they'll take away in the suggestions, but they're suggesting that we watch more videos that slam YouTube for this crazy practice. It's all very strange indeed, but I'll put a link to this page below, which I got from Laura's page, which is to the regulations page, and it's basically, you can specify, apparently the deadline to do this is by December 9th, 2019, you can put a comment on there just saying what you think about this whole business, and it will be read, or will hopefully be read by someone. Hopefully someone will give a damn. Hopefully. And hopefully this won't happen, and everything in the garden will be rosy. But we just don't know. So, go to this page, drop a link, just comment on it, and just say what a load of whole nonsense this is. I want to say other words, but YouTube's listening. So this will either all affect us or it won't, and by January 1st, 2020, it may be too late. Will YouTube come to an end? Who knows? Just comment on this. I will be commenting myself, and let's just hope we can get the word out there. And does that mean that, January the 1st is not going to be much of a happy new year? Anyway, please like this video, and you might not like the idea of the YouTube going down the pan, but please like this video and share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already, and click on the little bell to get all the notifications, and cue Genesis.